It's it's a fucking thingy topic. It's hard to do. It's like how do you get your head around this? How do you create that urgency in which you need to be up? You don't have a fucking choice. And when you learn to do that, your life is going to be so much better. And that
I feel like
early day meetings is
I
going
feel
to be
like that's a
great.
I feel like that's a kind of short-term solutions. I feel like the fundamental is actually just having discipline. Like I wake up at this time, I just get out of bed. Like I've listened to like successful individuals and they have like pre-workout on the side of their bed. They get the alarm goes off, they just drink and they crawl, you know.
Yeah, but that's like okay, that's really fucking bad for your health.
I
And
know,
I mean
yeah. How that's the thing, like doing this and optimal like that's the I'm able to balance it, but it's hard to have peak testosterone and run a business because like sometimes I feel like I want to stay up till
oh
4 a.m.
yeah.
and just work. But I'm like, no, I better just go to sleep.
Dude, that's exactly why I tell my clients. I tell all of my clients you cannot maintain high testosterone 24/7 because there are going to be times where shit happens where you have to stay later for work, you don't get good sleep, or something happens like a tragedy in the family, someone dies. If you're at the fucking funeral and you're there like I need to maintain my high testosterone, then there's something fucking wrong with you. Like, bro, let loose, man. Cry if you need to. You need to get rid of that shit. If you're just there like I'm a fucking Chad right now. Everyone's crying but me. But by all means, be the man, be the strong guy that people could rely on. That's what you should be as a man. But like, you need to get rid of that emotion. Like that emotion is going to manifest as stress, which is going to lower your T in the long run. So you need to clear that out.
100%. Yeah, be more in your body rather than in your head.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a podcast last week I was listening to by Elliot Hulse talking about low vibrational energy and why it's necessary. And like people like let's say Hindus, they're almost generally strictly vegetarian, and a lot of it is because of karmic energy, meat being a low vibrational energy. But what the point Elliot Hulse made was that meat, while it is a low vibration, low vibrations is physicality, low vibrations is materialism, and that keeps us grounded as opposed to being up with a woo woo,
But yeah, for sure.
up in the sky. So yeah, it was a very interesting point about that. So low vibration does have its utility. You can't be that higher, you can't be in a state of higher consciousness all the time. As much as we'd love to be in that state, like there are times where you need to be that lower vibration guy who's a fucking animal. You look at like boxing matches, for example, you need to go full out. You
Yeah.
can't be there to just like try to like let this wisdom hit you in the face, because the only thing that actually is going to hit you in the face is a giant fist. So whose quote was it that said everyone has a plan until they get hit in the face? Was it Mike Tyson? Or
I don't know.
I think it was Mike Tyson. I might be wrong.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But I've noticed like recently I'm more in that high vibrational kind of state. It feels weird when you're constantly in that state. You can't
I haven't been
relate.
in a state for a while.
You can't really relate. You're like you look at everybody and you're like, you're all peasants. Like not that type of way, but like not that type of way, in a way of like you look at it like humbly and objectively. You look around and you're like, everybody is just like I'll do that when I'm like in town. I'll just look around. Like people mostly chase like materialism,
Yeah.
validation, money, status.
Basically everyone's so caught up in their everyday lives that they forget like the whole of everything.
Yeah. And I used to be like, I'm talking about it because I used to be that person like in my head, like constantly like selfishly, I need to do this. Like I wouldn't think about anybody else and be constantly like just me. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna do some? Now it's more of a like a broader view. looking at everybody. Like you're more like aware in a way.
Yeah, it's hard to do. I mean, like a lot of it is linked down to traumas, and trauma energy is like a really negative, low vibration that keeps you really like low awareness. I genuinely believe, like at least from my own experience, that trauma is the enemy of self-awareness, and trauma actually dictates how you go about in the world as opposed to how you see yourself. When you have all this trauma because you've been so paranoid of how other people judge you, you're not actually paying attention to yourself, you're paying attention to what other people think of yourself, and it's just not the same. People think that self-awareness, there's a huge, what's it, the term self-conscious, where
Mm-hmm.
people self-consciousness is like you are aware of yourself, but like you're aware of what's happening, but in the sense that of how it relates to other people. So you like you feel like, for example, you might let's say have bad breath, and then your mind focused on other people thinking you might have bad breath, and it's not really conscious itself. Like higher consciousness is understanding who gives a fuck, bro. We're on this planet for a short fucking time. Let's make the
Yeah.
best out of it.